NHRA, drag racing is an adrenaline-fueled spectacle where fearless drivers push purpose-built machines to their limits on a quarter-mile strip. Born from the post-World War II hot rod culture, NHRA racing combines raw speed, precision and technology in a thrilling battle of acceleration and skill. With roots going back to the 1950s and legendary figures pushing the sport's boundaries, NHRA events showcase some of the fastest vehicles on the planet, reaching speeds over 300 miles per hour in seconds. This high-octane motorsport captivates fans worldwide with its explosive starts, roaring engines, and fierce competition. The Kalitta racing legacy centers around the remarkable Kalitta family dynasty, headed by Scott Kalitta, a legendary figure in drag racing known as the Bounty Hunter. Connie's impact on the sport spans decades as a driver, crew chief, and team leader. He founded Kalitta Air in the 1960s, growing it into a major global cargo airline while maintaining a deep connection to drag racing. Connie guided and influenced the careers of many, including his son Scott Kalitta, who became a two-time NHRA Top Fuel world champion. Scott held a significant role within the team, carrying forward the family's competitive spirit and racing excellence. The legacy of Kalitta Racing blends generational talent, business acumen, and a passion for the sport, making it one of the most enduring and influential dynasties in NHRA history. Scott Kalitta was a charismatic and fearless drag racer, known for his intense driving style and competitive spirit. Starting his professional career in the early 1980s, Scott quickly rose through the ranks of NHRA, initially racing funny cars before moving to the top-tier Top Fuel class. His early career was marked by rapid success, culminating in him becoming the first Top Fuel driver to win 4 consecutive events in 1994. Scott dominated the Top Fuel category with back-to-back NHRA championships in 1994 and 1995, winning a total of 17 Top Fuel events during his career. His aggressive approach on the track, combined with a natural talent and deep family racing roots, being the son of Scott Kalitta, made him both a respected and beloved figure in drag racing. He was one of only 14 drivers to win in both funny car and Top Fuel divisions, further cementing his legendary status in NHRA history. After retiring in 1997 and taking 2 hiatuses, Kalitta came back fully in the early 2000s, aiming to re-establish himself in NHRA competition with his family's team. The build-up to the 2008 NHRA Supernational at Englishtown was filled with anticipation as Scott sought to compete strongly in the funny car category, driving a DHL-sponsored Toyota Solara. The race weekend was a key event in the NHRA calendar, featuring intense competition across funny car and Top Fuel classes. Expectations were high for Scott's qualifying runs as he attempted to secure a favorable position for the elimination rounds. Tragically, during qualifying at this event on June 21, 2008, a catastrophic engine failure led to a fiery crash that resulted in Scott Kalitta's death. This profoundly affected the racing community and led to sweeping changes in NHRA safety protocols and regulations to prevent similar tragedies. Kalitta family kept their legacy for years. If you subscribe to this channel, you will be a part of Extreme Records' family legacy.
Scott Kalitta on the left.
You watch, Scott makes a decent run down the track, run that got him in the show, but at 300 miles per hour, approaching the finish line, the car exploded, and as a result,
As Kalitta launched his funny car, a Toyota Solara, it accelerated toward the finish line at speeds exceeding 300 miles per hour. Near the finish line, a catastrophic engine explosion engulfed the vehicle in flames. This explosion severely damaged the parachute system, causing the parachutes to fail and leaving the car uncontrollable. Despite Kalitta applying mechanical brakes and steering control, the car continued past the paved shutdown area at about 125 miles per hour, overrunning the sand trap and breaching a concrete retaining wall. The vehicle then collided with heavy equipment located outside the runoff area, causing violent impact and extensive damage, with portions of the car coming to rest 250 feet away. Kalitta sustained fatal blunt force injuries from the crash, which registered acceleration forces exceeding 100 grams, with some impacts nearing 200 grams. He was transported to a nearby medical center but was pronounced dead on arrival. Chapter 5. Shockwaves in the Racing World. Shockwaves in the Racing World captures the immediate trackside aftermath and the widespread reaction following Scott Kalitta's fatal crash at the 2008 NHRA Supernational. Emergency responders acted swiftly to attend to Kalitta after the catastrophic accident, but despite their efforts, he was pronounced dead at the medical center. The shock of the tragedy rippled through the racing community, with fans, fellow drivers, and media expressing profound grief and disbelief. Kalitta was not only respected as a talented driver, but also cherished as a passionate champion and devoted family man, making his loss deeply felt. The NHRA released statements offering condolences to the Kalitta family and committed to thorough investigations to improve safety measures, emphasizing the sport's ongoing dedication to protecting its competitors. The event marked a somber turning point, highlighting the inherent dangers of drag racing and prompting urgent discussions around enhanced safety protocols. The significant safety changes NHRA implemented following Scott Kalitta's fatal crash in 2008. The NHRA shortened the Top Fuel and funny car race distances from the traditional quarter mile to 1,000 feet. This adjustment was aimed at providing drivers with more shutdown areas to slow down safely after crossing the finish line. Additionally, NHRA introduced stronger catch nets, lengthened sand traps, and improved safety systems, including better parachute designs and braking mechanisms. These changes were made in collaboration with race teams to enhance driver safety while preserving the sport's thrilling speeds that still reach around 300 miles per hour in shorter distances. The safety reforms sparked debate among the NHRA community, with some traditionalists resistant to altering the iconic quarter-mile racing distance, while others supported safety prioritization over tradition. The consensus leaned toward preventing further tragedies and protecting competitors, marking a new era focused more heavily on safety technologies and protocols without compromising the excitement of drag racing. Scott Kalitta holds a lasting and celebrated place in NHRA history as a two-time Top Fuel World Champion in 1994 and 1995. He was the first Top Fuel driver to win 4 consecutive national events and claimed 18 NHRA national event victories throughout his career, making him one of the sport's elite competitors. Known for his courage, skill, and fiercely competitive spirit, Scott was also one of only 14 drivers to win in both Top Fuel and funny car categories. His tragic death in a 2008 qualifying crash deeply affected the racing community, but catalyzed significant safety advances within NHRA. The Kalitta family continues his legacy through Kalitta Motorsports, with his sons and relatives actively involved in drag racing, honoring his memory on and off track. Scott Kalitta is remembered not only for his achievements, but for how his legacy contributed to making sports safer for future generations. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this ride, make sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and tap the bell so you don't miss the next blast down the track.